Welcome to our special miniseries H2OMG Plays D&D, where members of Fort Worth Water's customer engagement and conservation teams play Dungeons & Dragons with a water conservation twist. Come along and join us on this adventure as our heroes save water and save the day. Previously on H2OMG Plays D&D. If you haven't listened to episode 0 yet, go ahead and give it a listen. This episode 1, is where the action starts, but episode 0 introduces you to all the players as well as their characters and backstories. It also explains how none of us, except for Mike, our dungeon master, have much experience with D&D, so that's good to know about us when you hear us asking very basic questions about how the game works. We've got ideas for plenty more water-based D&D adventures, so let us know if you enjoy this. Find us on Twitter at FWWater, on Facebook at Fort Worth Water and Fort Worth Agua, and on Instagram at SaveFWWater. You can also email us with questions or comments at wpe@fortworthtexas.gov. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, welcome to H2OMG Plays D&D. We're going to jump right into it, and we're going to go around the table, and we're going to introduce all of the players and the DM. So I'll just start. My name's John Michael, and I'm playing Drippy Dropkins, the Water Wizard.
And I'm Katie, and I'm playing Kia, and I am a wood elf.
Wood elf fighter.
Wood elf fighter. Yes, I didn't know that other part was important or not. Yeah. I guess it is. Okay.
And I'm Jillian, and I'm playing a character called Hydra Pollywog, who is a water genasi. I don't know how to say that again.
It's a genasi.
Just pick away.
Okay, sorry. Genasi druid. Yeah.
And I'm Michelle, and I'm playing Elihana, a half-elf paladin.
Yay.
And my name is Michael, and I am the DM for today.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Thank you to Mike for doing this.
Yes.
First of all.
Thank you.
Yes.
More than glad. This will be fun.
All right.
All right. So I believe you guys had kind of recorded an episode before, so people should definitely tune in and check that out to kind of get a little bit more of the backstory and some of the very fun details into how this game came about and who these people are playing.
Yeah.
So we are going to just jump right on in. If you want to hit the music there, John Michael.
Hit it.
I was going to put that in later.
Oh, you're going to do that?
Yeah, sorry.
Man, Mike's really in it. He's like, hit the music, John Michael.
So
I was waiting for it. Yeah.
Pretend that there is cool music playing now. So we'll go ahead and we'll just jump right on in. Okay. And we are going to start in the town of Waterdeep. And our first location that you guys are in, we're going to look at the Waterdeep Water Department. And there is a older wizard with a long white beard. And he is sitting there in front of his desk, in front of his crystal ball, and he's clearly busy. There's a lot of things going on. And Drippy the Water Drop walks in. And this wizard turns around to him, and he's like, "Oh, Drippy, there you are. It has been so busy today, and everyone is off for Trolltide this holiday. There has been some sort of large clog in the sewers somewhere on Fish Street. It's causing an SSO, and as you recall, that is a sanitary sewer overflow. There's actually several. There's one on Fish Street and Ship Street, and it goes all the way down to Snell Street. We have had several reports from citizens that they're experiencing low water pressure as well. I need you to see what's been going on."
Oh, well, gee, Chief, this sounds terrible. And as you know, a sanitary sewer overflow is when a clog or big rain events cause the sewer to overflow. So we need to get this taken care of so those Trolltide revelers aren't stomping through sewage.
Yes, in fact, it has been raining a lot lately, and as you know, it can cause an SSO. These can be blockages in the sewer, and we have to make sure that people don't litter or flush things down their toilets, or what we wash down our sinks. All those things can affect what can cause an SSO.
Yes. How did we find out?
The only reason I was about to say, I have been inundated with phone calls to my crystal ball here. They've reached out to me at 817-392-4477. And they've also been sending little Twitter birds at my handle, FWWater, to let us know so that we can take care of these things. As you mentioned, today's Trolltide, we're very short-handed. I have been very stressed here. I've had to say, "Hello, this is Aquifer. You've reached the Waterdeep Water Department" about 80 times today alone. So I need you to take this bag of gold, go down into the town, go to Fish Street and see if perhaps you can convince some local adventurers or revelers to aid you in going down to the sewers and just see what you can find out what's been going on.
So Drippy takes the bag of gold and he's kind of eyeing it, opens it up a little bit, and
There's actually.
I know exactly how much gold was in that bag, Drippy, and I know exactly how much you'll be giving. Remember, I have a crystal ball; I can see everything.
Oh, sure thing, Chief.
Now, and he kind of gives you a wink. He's like, "And you have fun. It is Trolltide, but you do have a job to do."
I'll get right on it.
Okay. So Drippy takes a step out of his boss's office there, and now we'll flash forward to Fish Street, and there is a Trolltide festival going on. There's a lot of people, a lot of local townspeople out walking around. There's a lot of little kids. For those who are tuning in and maybe aren't as knowledgeable of D&D, Trolltide is a holiday in Waterdeep where people celebrate. It's basically like Halloween, but it's also to celebrate the end of a troll war. Little kids will dress up in goblin masks and troll masks. They run around, they ask for candy, they pull pranks if you don't give it to them. A lot of like Halloween in our world here. So you guys, actually the three of you, Hydra, Ileana, and Kiat, you are sitting at a table at a local booth. One of the nearby taverns has kind of opened this outdoor booth for everybody, and they're trying to serve things, but you have just seen that there's kind of a bit of a disturbance. There's a long line forming to get a drink, and you can tell that people are starting to get a little bit agitated. But I believe you guys have all sat down at a table, and you recognize each other from other city functions that you all work with different departments. So feel free to introduce yourselves to one another.
Are we at a City of Fort Worth or City of Waterdeep young professionals group? That's how we all know each other. Yeah. So what was your name again? Hydra Polywog, right?
Yeah. I think I've seen you around.
Yeah. What department were you in?
I'm in the Parks Department.
Ah,
so
that's where I know you from.
I'm not in the office a whole lot, but you know, you probably see me around the city.
Yeah, probably. I think I saw you over at Mount Waterdeep before, pruning some flowers
Absolutely.
and things. That's
We've
what
got
it was.
a lot of plants over there to take care of. Yep.
I thought that's what it was. Yeah. Where do I work again, John Michael? I don't remember what it was. Wasn't it I was in hell. What?
I believe Kiat is part of the City Watch.
That's what it was.
Sorry.
City Watch. City Watch.
Yeah.
City Watch.
So you've been out there, you've been patrolling the perimeter.
Making sure everything's good. And
Right. Yeah.
And I'm in the health department. I'm a woman of few words, but I've seen you guys around.
Well.
And so as you guys are kind of commiserating, and you've kind of determined that you're all kind of out for the same thing, that there's different water issues. Kiat, you know that working with the City Watch, you know that today is Trolltide. It's a big holiday, but there's also some pranks that happen. Sometimes fires can break out due to people lighting fireworks and things like that. And water pressure is really low for some reason. And you know that if you guys don't get this fixed, you might not have water for the water brigade to put these fires out. And Hydra at the Parks and Rec department, you know that you guys have fountains that kind of feed in and kind of take care of some of the more water-based plants, the lilies and things like that. And one of your fountains has started to not really run very well. And so you know you have to fix that in order to get the fountain working again. And the houses of healing, they definitely need water in order to perform their healing rituals and take care of the sick and things like that. So you three know that there's something serious going on, and you've all kind of been assigned to figure out what this is. But you know the issues here in this area. You kind of trying to scope out the thing. But you also thought you'd stop in at this tavern to get a little drink too. You know, it's Trolltide. You should have a little bit of fun. But you see this long line forming. And actually, so here's another social roll we'll do. Give me, the three of you, go ahead and roll a d20. We're going to do a perception check. So you'll add whatever your perception score is to it.
Oh.
All right. I got Kiat has a 14 total.
Okay.
And I have a 9, sorry, and you said perception.
Okay. Yeah, perception.
Yeah.
I've actually got a +4 there.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, so there we go, 13.
Okay.
And I have a 10 plus 0, so it's just a 10.
Okay. So Kiat and Hydra, you hear, like, there's this large, you look at the front of this line, and there's this 7-foot-tall Goliath guy. He's like bald-headed, gray skin. He's super tall. He's waiting for his drink here. And he's clearly been waiting for a long time, and he's getting really agitated. And you hear him talk to the barkeep, and this is what he says. He's like, yeah, what is taking so long? I've ordered my beer something like 8 or 10 minutes ago, and I am thirsty. I need my beer. And you hear the bartender. He's like, "Look, fella, I don't know what's going on, but we ain't got no water pressure here in our taps. I can't get you no ale or anything like that." And the barbarian, he's getting more angry. He's like, "This is insane. You offer us beer and then you can't give it to us because I don't even know what a tap is. I just want my drink." And he kind of slams the bar table. And it's just around this time, as things are really starting to get antsy, that Drippy shows up. And he sees 3 people who he's also seen at various water functions, or various city department functions. And he kind of comes up to you guys' table and just kind of introduces himself.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Drippy.
I think I recognize you guys from Chad's retirement party.
Yeah. You brought the nachos?
No, this is actually a bag of gold.
No, but you brought nachos to Chad's party.
Chad's party,
I know you
yes.
have nachos here, Drippy.
Yeah, well, yes.
It was that
Yeah, I
kind of
brought the
party.
nachos
He
to
already
the-
forgot. He already
We're
forgot.
all a little fuzzy at the
They
end.
were magical nachos. It was a queso that would never drip off. Like the queso just stayed right on the chip the whole time. It was awesome.
So I'm just here to get
as you guys,
a nice glass of
go
water.
ahead. What you're
I just want to get a nice glass of water. I'm a little thirsty. I gotta go down into the sewers, see what's going on.
Well,
But
and actually, when you say, "I'm just here to get a nice glass of water," you hear that large Goliath in the back be like, "Well, good luck. You can't get anything to drink here in this establishment." And at that point, you kind of, the crowds get more rustled, more agitated. And finally, this Goliath who's in front, like, this guy kind of pushes him, and he turns around and he just decks the dude. Like, he is so angry. He just punches this dude in the face. And then another guy's like, "Hey, that's my friend," and he like attacks this guy. And so all of a sudden, there's this brawl that just breaks out here in the middle of this cavern. Go ahead. I want everybody again. Give me another perception check.
I got a 10 plus my 4, 14 for Hydra.
Okay.
Kiat has 11.
Ilihana has a 19.
Drippy Dropkins has a 17.
Ah.
Okay. So, Ileana, you are a paladin. You are the embodiment of law and order. And you notice as this brawl starts taking shape, you see some of the kids in their little goblin outfits that have been walking by. You see them start sneaking up, and you see a couple of them actually start picking the pockets of some of the people who have kind of gathered around and are watching this brawl take place. And so you see about 4 people stealing, like pickpocketing, and you see one little kid with a goblin mask on in the back, kind of who's overseeing it, kind of like nodding.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, you can go up and talk to them. You can go like, hey, say like, "Hey, citizen, stop! I see what you're doing," Or you can tell Kiat she's part of the city watch.
Yeah,
How do you want to go about it?
What I want to do is I want to go to each child, grab them one at a time, like boom, one, boom, one, boom, one, boom, one. Have them 2 to each hand, take them to the leader child, and be like, "What are you doing?"
Okay. So the rest of you kind of see her do this. She just gets up off the table. Like, she just walks away. She doesn't say anything. You just see her grab these kids. You all kind of follow her from behind. And you see her talking to these folks. And since you rolled really high on your perception, you notice these, actually just out of intuitionally, you kind of take off the mask of one of the kids. And instead of it being a little kid underneath, either like a little elf child or a human child, it's just a full-grown goblin. Like, there's goblins wearing goblin masks. And as you take that off, and you're like, "What are you doing?" I think you said, "What's your deal?" Is that what you said? Or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. You said, like, "What's your deal?" This goblin looks at you. He's like, "Hey, we're just trying to make a living here."
Yeah. I would say not like this on my turf.
I like it. I like it.
Okay, so that leader child, he just kind of sees you by yourself. Maybe you guys haven't been up yet. He's like, "Yeah, well, what are you going to do about it? You and what army?" And you actually see them pull out some weapons.
Ooh.
All right, so let's roll initiative. So everybody roll D20 and add your initiative modifier to it.
12 is what Hydra has.
Kiat has 10.
I have 20.
Okay.
23.
Wow.
Ooh.
Good
Drippy has a
rolls.
23.
Good rolls, guys.
Okay. And
Just keep hearing
the
a crow.
goblin-
And I'm like,
And the goblin rolled a 1. Okay. So let me make sure. Drippy 23, Ileana 20, Kia a 12, or was yours a 10?
Mine was a 10.
10. Okay. And Hydra a 20. Okay. So Drippy, you get to act first. You see these goblins; they all pull out weapons, and they look like they're going to attack Ileana. What do you do? And we'll just say they're kind of all fanned out around her. And so yeah, you just have these. There's actually 5 in total. There's the leader kid, and then 4 lower goblins.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm going to Ray of Frost, the leader kid.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and make your spell attack.
Natural
Ooh,
20.
Jeez.
Oh, okay. So take
I wasted that
your
one.
damage die,
Okay.
and then just roll another one and add it on top of that.
Let's see. I think that's a D8 for that. Okay. 5 plus.
Well, no,
6.
you already get an 8. So
Oh, okay.
you rolled
Gotcha.
a 5 first.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so 8, 14. I hope no one can pick up my horrible math skills. So anyway,
And its
you guys
speed
see
is
Drippy-
reduced by 10 feet.
Yeah, so you guys see Drippy kind of step forward, hold his hand out. And what do you say as you're casting this spell at this leader goblin kid?
Chill out.
So you see this ray of frost leap from his hand, and it blasts the leader goblin, and he's actually like ice just kind of starts forming up his legs, and he's looking really, really hurt and really incapacitated. He's still up, but he looks really, really, really bad off. Because you rolled how much total again? Total damage?
I think
It'd be
14.
8 plus your. Okay. Yeah, he looks really like he's almost like a frozen block of ice at this point. Ileana, it's your turn. You have the 4 little kids around you, and you have the one guy who's almost completely frozen.
Okay. And just to be clear, like the lead is the goblin, and then there's still children, or they're all goblins?
No, all of them are goblins. All of them, like you've noticed now, you got plus all the masks off. They're all goblins underneath.
Okay.
They look like they're just thieves. They're just trying to make a little coin.
Okay. Yes. I don't like the fact that they posed, like as children. And I want to make a lesson out of this situation, that you do not use children as
Public health department doesn't play.
Yeah,
No,
right?
I'm not going to play. Not with children involved. Not with children involved.
No.
So I want to strike them down. So I'm going to use my maul, and I'm going to roll. And I just rode a boom 20.
Okay, so are you attacking the almost frozen guy, or are you attacking one of the lieutenants, the lesser guys?
Does it have to be one of them? Can I just do some like crazy like swipe across?
I'll say this. Go ahead and roll your damage, and we'll apply cleave rules to this.
Okay.
So I'll say you're attacking one of the lieutenants. I have a feeling you're probably going to at least knock out one. You might do some damage to another. So your maul is 12 total damage. So go ahead and roll your d6 again.
I got a 4.
Okay, and did you roll your both of them?
Oh no,
Because
sorry.
you get 2 d6.
Sorry,
Yeah.
dude. Oh,
Ooh.
I got a
6.
4 and a 6, so total of 10.
Okay, so plus your weapon itself, that's 3, right?
Yep, so 13.
So,
Cleaning house. Yeah.
so not only does the health department know how to heal, they know how to hurt. And you swing your maul, and just again, I know we mentioned this on some of the pre-recorded stuff, but I, as a DM, I'll do crit rolls a little bit differently. I'll apply max damage, and then I'll let them roll again. So you've done your full 12 damage. You fully knock out 2 of these goblins.
Oh, wow.
These goblin-sized clids, and they are just like, you whirl your hammer around, and it's kind of like coconut sounds like, and 2 of these goblin dudes are completely knocked out, and the one is still frozen. So now it is Hydra's turn. So Hydra, you just seen Drippy steps forward. He blasts this one guy with ice. He's almost completely covered. You see Ileana swing her hammer and knock out 2 goblin lieutenants. And so there are still 2 of the lieutenants up and the leader.
All right. So since I am not a very strong character,
Actually, negative character.
Negative.
Negative strength.
I'm gonna kind of stay on the out like the perimeter, and
Okay.
I do have a spell. I don't know if I can use it, called Magic Stone.
Okay, yeah.
And so, which is basically throwing rocks,
Yeah.
which is great for my character. So I would really like to use my Magic Stone spell and try and hit one of these attackers.
Okay, sure thing. So go ahead. Just make roll your d20.
Yeah. 3. A big whopping 3. This is why I shouldn't participate, and I should
But it's plus 6. 6, 7, 8, 9. Unfortunately, you get much closer than you think you would.
Okay,
the way you kind of like poorly softball throw this rock at one of these goblins.
Yeah, I'm not very dexterous. I'm not. Yeah,
But
I don't have a whole lot of coordination.
Takes over,
Yeah.
and it almost hits one, but he like actually deflects it with like he like picks up like one of the trays from the bar from one of the tables, and he like blocks it just barely. And so now it is actually their turn. So you have 2 of the goblin lieutenants. One, actually, they've just seen Ileana knock out 2 of their friends.
They're intimidated.
So they're both going to attack Ileana. So the first one is and let me pull this up real quick. So they both step forward and they pull out these scimitars. And they're these curved blades, and they both attack. So one completely misses. It's a critical fail. Like, he is so intimidated by the size of your demeanor and that having seen his friends get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy, he takes a swing, and he also misses. They're just like, this one actually does hit your armor, but it just completely glances off. So the scout master, the guy in the back, the leader, he's still kind of frozen, but he does have a longbow in his hands, and like he's like, you can sound like his hands are shaking, like he's completely frozen. But he pulls back the longbow and he takes a shot at Drippy because he's the one who froze.
Oh no!
What's your AC, Drippy?
14.
Okay, that one misses. First attack misses. He's kind of shaking, like he's so cold he can't quite get his aim steady. So he pulls back and he misses again. Both shots just kind of whiz by your head there, Drippy. Kia, it's your turn. You see this one guy who's frozen. You see these other 2 who are attacking Ileana. So what do you want to do?
Sorry, I was checking work emails.
Let me pronounce that.
There you go. So my turn on what I want to do here.
Yep, and you've got 2 guys who are attacking Ileana, and one dude who's kind of frozen. He just shot 2 shots at Drippy and missed.
So because I already knew that Hydra Polywog has such low defense, she's been on the perimeter. I'm kind of back hanging out with you to make sure you're going to be okay a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and use my longbow to attempt to shoot hit the guys that are going after Ileana.
Okay, so go ahead and make your attack.
Oh no, a 2 plus 7, so a 9.
9. Okay, so you try to fire, but you're also trying to be really careful not to hit Ileana, and one of the arrows just whizzes by their head, and they're fine.
Thankfully, I didn't hit Ileana.
Yeah, and also thankfully you didn't hit anyone in the crowd. So we're back up to Drippy. Drippy, how do you want to respond?
Okay, back up to Drippy.
You just saw this guy like shoot 2 arrows at you and miss.
I'm gonna, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna show Kiat how it's done, and I'm gonna take out my crossbow.
Nice.
And try to shoot him with that.
Okay.
Let's see. So that's a 9 total, so maybe I won't show her how it's done.
Okay. So you kind of look over, you're like, watch this, and you take a shot, and it just whizzes almost in the exact same trajectory and lands in the exact same spot where her arrow went. It's actually really impressive that you managed to miss in the exact same way. So next up is Ileana. It's your turn. You've got these two goblins. Your friends have tried to help.
We're useless right now.
You're surrounded by two dudes, and there's still the frozen one, or almost frozen.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, seriously, nobody can help me out. All right, fine. I'm just gonna take measures into my own hands.
Remember when I froze that guy? It was real cool.
Yeah, that's true. But like, it didn't go all the way. So, but thanks for the partial help. But I don't know. I rolled an 11 plus 5, so I'm at a 16.
That's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, no, that definitely hits one of the guys in front of you. So go ahead and roll your 2d6s for damage.
All right. Right. My total is 6 plus 3, so 9.
9. Okay. So you kind of rear back and you crack one of them, but it's where you're having to kind of deflect some of the blows. It's not as strong as the previous one. And this one dude's got a huge welt on his eye right now. He's looking pretty rough, but he's still up. And that goes back to Hydra.
Yeah.
So Hydra, you just seen Ileana have to take matters into her own hands. She steps back, cracks this dude in the face with her hammer, but he's still up.
All right.
So now you have a very injured goblin attacking Ileana. You have a full health goblin also attacking her, and the dude who's almost half frozen with his longbow, who looks really injured, but he's still up and shooting.
Okay. So I'm kind of thinking I could do two things here. I might need help deciding what I'm going to do. I could either go after the ice guy, or I can grapple with one of the... And I don't have a whole lot of strength, so maybe this won't do any good. Maybe this will like hurt more than it will help. But I can distract one by grappling with him and trying to, get him out of the way so that the others can finish.
Okay, I will say this: you've noticed in the way that these goblins are attacking, the ones who are attacking Ileana, they are only able to get like one scimitar swing in. But you did see the dude who's half frozen; he took 2 shots with his bow.
Ooh.
Oh, so I'm gonna go after him. Maybe
he seems to be slightly more dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I might use my spear. Just stay at a distance, and then use my spear in an attack on him.
Okay.
So
roll your d20.
Yeah, d20. Okay. Ooh, 19.
Ooh, there we go. Plus
did,
1.
Did something good.
Go ahead and roll your d6 of damage.
Okay. Am I supposed to roll 2 of those?
Just one.
Just one.
Yours is just a little spear.
Oh, it's a 2.
Just a little spear.
Yeah, it's a 2.
It's a 2?
Yeah. That's
okay. But I think it has...
Yeah, on your spear?
Plus 1, so you actually deal 3.
3. Okay.
So you walk up to this dude. What do you say? Because you're going to be able to knock him out with this attack. What do you say as you strike him?
Oh, for Waterdeep! Is that okay?
You take your spear, and it looks like you're going to jab it through his face or something like that, but you turn it at the last second, and you kind of hit him with the butt of the spear.
All right.
And it knocks him out.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So now it is the 2 goblins who are attacking Ileana's turn. So they are going to take their swings at her and miss again because she's got a lot of armor, and also miss on that one. And they're looking pretty scared. They're kind of looking around. Their buddies are all knocked out. This one guy's really injured. But we are to Kiot.
Perfect. I think I'm going to go at him with the hand axe, the ones that are attacking Ileana.
Okay. So you have one who's really hurt that's attacking her. He's got a big welt on his eye from the hammer hitting him in the face.
Should I go after the injured one? Or the injured one? Okay, we'll finish off the injured one then, hopefully. Let's see here. 6 and then hand axe 4, so 10. Man.
That just barely misses.
Yeah, dang it.
Barely misses. So now we're back up to Drippy.
Okay. Since it worked so well before, I'm going to Ray of Frost one of the guys attacking Ileana.
Okay.
So here we go. Natural
Oh no!
1.
You got a what?
A 1.
A 1. So So you aim your hand again. You're trying to do the really cool cross blast again. You miss, but one person who did get their beer before the tap started not working, you kind of hit their glass, and it's like a nice frosty mug for them. Oh. And this like drow in a purple hat with a feather sticking out of it. Oh. That's his beer you hit, and he just kind of gives you a wink, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, mate," and he takes it down. And you actually helped him out, but you didn't attack who you were wanting to hit.
Public servants, that's what we're here for.
That's right.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'll say these two got, well, do we want to take a little break here? Because it would actually be Ileana's turn, or do we want to just, we'll just say she's engaged in combat. We'll come back to her.
Oh, wait, here she is. Here she is. She's here. She's here. You're good.
She's back.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ileana, it's your turn. You still have these two goblins. One who's really hurt. You hit him really hard in the face. One who's fine. Everyone else is defeated so far, though.
Yeah, we knocked the guy shooting the arrows out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hydra knocked him out.
Hydra did.
Yeah, Hydra got him.
Yeah. All right. So it's just the two little guys. All
yes. Right. One's pretty damaged, right? One's really showing some weakness.
One looks like he's barely conscious.
All right. Can I throw my hand axe at him? Take him out?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. So I rolled. Ooh. A 2. So man. 7.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately that misses. So you kind of step back and you try to throw this hand axe at this little dude who's injured. And he kind of steps back. Hydra, it's your go.
All right. So I'm gonna. I guess I've already used my spear. It's.
Well, it's spirit. You have it in your hand. You didn't throw it. You just kind of cracked it.
Oh, that's right.
You could use your spear, you could use your magic stone.
I just bopped them.
So I'm gonna, since I still have my spear out, I'm gonna go ahead and attack as well, with my spear.
Okay.
18.
Ooh, man. Hydra.
So you're hitting the one who's like almost knocked out, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you kind of do the same thing. You come at him, and he's like, "Oh no, not the face!" As the spear tip is getting near his eye, and then again, you kind of turn it, strike him out, and you clock him on the side of the head with the butt of your spear.
It worked
He's
before.
Yep. So at this point, this other little goblin dude, he's looking around. All his friends are knocked out. He's the only one left. He's like, "Oh man, this ain't worth it. I was just barely picking any pockets. I gotta get back to the sewers. I gotta get out of here." And he starts running. What do you guys want to do? You see him like starting to run through the crowd. He's kind of getting past.
Do you guys really want my opinion?
I would.
Because I'm gonna shoot him.
I think we should interrogate him, but maybe not.
Maybe just shoot him in the leg with it. Wound him a little bit.
Maybe lock him up for a little while.
Do you have anything?
Drippy has a net, and so can I try to throw a net on him?
It's much better than shooting him in the leg with an arrow.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll let you do this with advantage since he's having to like run through the crowd. So he's got a lot of people that he's having to deal with. So go ahead, and we'll just say this is a normal attack. So just roll a d20, roll 2 d20s, and tell me what you get.
The highest was a 10 plus the net has a +6.
Okay, yeah. So you see Drippy. He sees this goblin start to take off, and he throws the net. And it like wraps around this goblin. He's like, "Oh no!" And he just kind of gets wrapped up in this net, and he's laying there. So you have all these knocked out goblins, and you have this guy here. What do you want to do with him?
You guys want to ask him some questions?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Definitely.
Okay.
All right. Who's taking the lead on who's the most intimidating?
Oh, Kiat.
What?
Or
Ilahana. I think it was one of us.
Yeah, Ilahana.
What's your plus for intimidation?
+3.
Okay, I'm a +2. Do you guys have anything?
I have a -1.
Oh no, unfortunately. Yeah, I have like a.
Probably a sentient water drop isn't that intimidating.
Yeah.
I have a 0. So.
Okay. Well, Ileana, do you want to? I mean, you pretty much have taken the lead and grabbed all these kids.
Ileana took out like 4 of these.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like at this point you need to just question them off.
him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. So we have this disturbance, and then they try to take advantage of the situation.
I say, where are you keeping all the gold you've been stealing?
Okay. Yeah, so where you've been keeping all the gold you've been stealing?
Okay. Are you like using anything to help intimidate him? Or are you like using your hammer, kind of like you're measuring a nail, like you would like you're gonna hammer something into it? And you're just like, how were you doing?
There you go.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check with advantage. He's in a net. You've got a big old hammer that knocked out 2 of his friends. So roll 2 d20s.
2 d20s. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the highest?
12.
12 plus your intimidation was 3?
3. Okay, yeah, that's 15. So this goblin, he's looking up and he's like, look, I just needed to make a little extra coin. These guys were saying they had this plan and we're kind of hanging out down there in the sewers. It seems like a safe thing. We found this like maintenance hatch. It's kind of a nice little pad and that's where we've been putting everything.
He should probably take it. Do we want to take him? He's got to show us where to go.
Yeah.
This? I mean, might as well. Mm-hmm. We have him in a net, right?
Yeah, he's in a net right now.
Yeah, he's in a net. And actually at this point where that big brawl has taken place, that's kind of all died down now. Okay. You see like some city watchmen have shown up. Kia, you know some of these folks. Yeah. And they come up to you and they're like, Kia, what do you have here? And you kind of see they've got that big barbarian who started all this. He's like in a couple of different chains. They've got him like handcuffed 2 or 3 times because he's so big. They just want to make sure. Like you can see they're guiding a couple people off into like they're going to put them in the just in the jail for the day, get them to calm down and stuff like that. Okay. But he asks, what's going on here? Can we be of assistance, Captain Kiat?
What do we want to do with him, or what do we want to do? I mean, do we want anybody else's help?
Well, you know that he said that he's got his base there in the sewers. You guys are going to go check that out anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
And they're like, were these goblins here? Were they involved in this attack at all?
They were pickpocketing.
Yeah, they were pickpocketing.
While it was happening.
Yep.
In disguise, under false pretenses.
Yeah, they should probably hold them. Take the goblin.
Take them in.
Take the goblins too.
Take them in.
Yeah, take them all in.
Yeah. You kind of see this one. He's pointing to somebody, and they're like, "Load up these goblins. They look like they're children, but those are not actual masks. Those are the way they look." And he kind of picks this one up out of the net. He kind of picks the one up out of the net. And he kind of flips it like you do, like your sheets when you're going to go to bed at night or something like that. And they kind of unfurl, and the goblin kind of spins, and he lands really hard on the ground. And they kind of take that guy up, and they're like, they just look at you again. They don't know the rest of you, but they know Kia. They're like, I'm sorry you've had to deal with this on your own, but it looks like you had friends. And as always, the City of Waterdeep owes all of you a great debt, and we'll take these folks to the prisons. They won't be causing any more trouble for today.
Perfect.
Excellent.
And
work.
they kind of lead them out. The owner of this establishment comes up. He's this older looking human. He's kind of got a cool looking Tom Selleck like mustache, or more like a Sam Elliott. Let's say a Sam Elliott type mustache. And he kind of comes up and he's like, "Well, I owe y'all a great bit of gratitude there for taking care of those folks for us. My name's Darren. I also own the Well and the Yawning Portal Tavern up on the other end of town, and I was looking to expand here to the shipyards, but man, I don't know if it's worth it or not. But
pretty rough around here.
Anytime you guys want to, it is pretty rough around here. Who would have thought the shipyards would be a sketchy place? But as long as there's good people working for the City of Waterdeep like yourselves, I think they'll be taken care of right quick. But if y'all ever need a drink, you swing by the Yawning Portal, and we'll take care of you." And he kind of gives you all his thanks and walks off. So Drippy, Aquifer, your boss, the water wizard, he had told you that it seemed to be a disturbance located particularly in this area on, I think we were going to say, it was on Ship Street. He mentions that there was a manhole cover there that you could probably get down into the sewers.
Okay.
And that's just like a couple of steps away.
Yeah. You guys want to come down into the sewers with me? And
I kind of want to figure out what's going on. Yeah. I like a good mystery, so I want to figure this
and
thing
I got
out.
Do
I
you
got
have
some
PPE
gold
for all of us?
Yeah, do you have protective gear? Yeah.
I don't have any personal protective equipment.
Okay.
But I do have this bag of gold, and I just need to keep the receipts for my boss.
Okay.
So,
right.
But,
okay. So you guys take off towards this entrance into the sewer that Drippy knows of. And as you're walking along, you start walking. The shipyard is kind of an up-and-coming area, and where there's also like a lot of industrial stuff. There's also a couple of houses. and you see this one house. And go ahead. You do see a large figure, looks like about a half orc, who's outside in his yard. Everybody, give me perception checks.
That's a 20, right?
So just roll d20 plus your perception. Yep.
Kiat's is 16.
Okay.
Hydra's 8.
Okay.
Elihana's 1.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Drippy got a 21.
Okay, so Drippy,
leader of the
you
pack.
see, not only do so, I'll kind of describe the scene. You see this half orc. He looks like one of those guys who probably played a lot of sports in high school and college. So he used to be
looks like
really
me.
built.
Yeah.
But he's, yeah, clearly, absolutely. And he looks like he's used to be really built, but now he's kind of retired, and so he's kind of got this like what the internet would call a dad bod. So it's like still really buff, but not as buff as he used to be, as opposed to what a real dad bod looks like. And you see this guy, and you know this is Monday, that Trolltide fell on a Monday. And you see him out in his yard. He's got this like glyph system going, and he is watering his yard.
Oh, no, not on the Monday. No, sir.
Nope.
I walk right up to him,
So, okay.
and he's like probably what, like double
Oh, he's
my height?
like 6'7". Yeah.
Okay.
He's like 6'7".
Gotcha.
A lot of old muscle. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. There's no watering allowed on Mondays in Waterdeep.
And you kind of see this guy turn around. He looks at you. He's got one of those like shirts, like it's a golf shirt, so it's kind of like that material that you can be outside and sweating in and stuff. Like he just looks retired. Like he just looks like a normal retired, but still buff. And he turns to you and he's like, "I am Thrag the Crusher. I defeated the dragons atop Mount Doom. I fought skeletons in caves and fire salamanders in the lava." But wait, it's Monday?
Yeah, it's
I
Monday.
didn't know that the watering stipulations applied on holidays. I thought on holidays you could just do this sort of thing, and they were saying that's not the case.
Oh no, there's it always applies unless you have a variance. If you just put in sod, you can apply for a variance. But other than that, there's no watering on
No,
Mondays.
this is natural Waterdeep grass. I haven't had to put in any sod. No.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. But
So could you remind me real quick what is the watering schedule? I'm not sure what that is.
sure. So like we discussed, no watering on Mondays. Tuesdays and Fridays, non-residential sites can water. Wednesdays
Okay,
and
but this is zone residential now because this is a new area. So this is residential. Okay.
It's a transitional area. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, residential addresses ending in an even number can water.
Oh no, it's a 7. My address is in a 7.
Oh, well, then your days are Thursdays and Sundays because the residential addresses ending in odd numbers can water on those days.
Oh, all right. Well, again, I have fought demons upon the shores of the never-ending lakes. I have defeated more monsters than you could ever imagine, but I fully abide by residential and municipal codes because that's really what keeps the city together is not following the rules. So I will turn off this sprinkler and I'll make note on my calendar to Thursdays and Sundays for residential addresses ending in odd numbers. And I'll let my neighbor know his address ends in a 6, so I'll let him know his days are Wednesdays and Sundays. So thank you.
Wednesdays and
Thank you
Saturdays.
very much. And he actually reaches out Wednesdays and Saturdays, my man. And he kind of shakes your hand and he kind of gives you a little nod and you see him turn off his little water sprinkler.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Wait, Drippy, do you have any of the magnets, the watering schedule magnets we could give him? Do you have any pamphlets or handouts or anything?
I have some magnets that you can put right on your
fridge.
Not refrigerator.
Well, you know, it's cold.
Your treasure chest.
Yeah, there you go.
Your
Well, you did it to him. He's like, I'll put these on my training axes.
There you go.
Every day.
Yeah, thank you for complying. You know, we all share this water and we all have to look after it. So thank you very much.
No, absolutely. Oh, by the way, this sprinkler was barely working. Is there something wrong? Is there like a water pressure situation or?
Oh no.
Oh, well, we're investigating that right now, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Well, again, I have defeated monster upon monster, more things than you will ever see, horrors beyond horrors, but it is the fine people who work for our city that keep us all intact. So thank you again. And he kind of just heads on in. He's turned off the sprinkler and he heads into his house.
Well, that was a nice gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, let's keep going to that manhole. Let's get down to the sewer.